egg, I guess, is what kind of led to Boston getting off such a hot start with the breeze and everything.
Well, obviously we didn't guard the 3-point line near well enough. Variety of them, but most of them were just some um, screen and roll coverages where they were coming off off the high screen and roll with too much space to shoot. We either weren't getting over the screen, getting hit too hard, and the other secondary defender wasn't up enough to make a play, and we just let them get going early. Had a couple in transition as well. Um, Made a couple mistakes on switches where we left them as well. Just a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Maybe you guys mixed in some zone tonight. I guess you regret playing any zone against a team like that where they pretty aggressively hunt threes, and that plays into what they want to do a little bit.
Well, it's the choice you make when you look out there and you see they got a bunch of shooters out there, and you say, well, going zone may give up some threes, but you're giving them up anyway in man to man. So you think maybe it changes the rhythm. Maybe it, there was only a small stretch where they got threes and missed them, right? And it was successful. And then the last time we went to zone in the early in the fourth, or I think they hit 2 or 3 in a row, to kind of again get the momentum back going for them. So when we couldn't shut them down from 3 man to man, it's worth trying. That's it, just to change rhythm.
Yeah, you mentioned having energetic, good practices leading up to this game. Do you feel like the messaging that you and your staff are trying to get across resonated with?
I think again we're having some just general movement issues, right? Just keeping up with the pace of the game, conditioning, rhythm, whatever it is. I think again that's a challenge for us, and I'm hoping that a game gets us a little bit more in game shape. They were really moving fast, and we were a step behind on a lot of stuff, right? So hopefully that some of that conditioning will carry over to the next one.
You guys played out Joel in the post a decent amount tonight. I guess what was the thought process behind that, and what did you think of your offensive execution the other night?
Yeah, listen, I think that the playing out of the post was really good to us, right? I think we got some good looks. We scored some, got some cuts to the rim, got to the foul line. Obviously, Joel got to the foul lines on some of them as well. The only problem with it is you're trading. If you are scoring, you're trading twos, and they're trying to go down there. They're pretty happy with you taking shots inside. As long as they're contested and they were playing pretty physical down there. But it was decent. I thought it was a decent place to get offense tonight. And again, I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not that concerned about the offense generated shots tonight. It did. It generated shots. You just didn't make any of them, right? I think the shots were there for the most part. There wasn't a whole lot of long shot clock. We couldn't even find an open shot. I think we were taking decent shots. Obviously, not every possession was a good one, and probably like to take some of them back. But again, I think we sat out there with a lot of open shots, and just nobody had a feel for it tonight.
We've talked a lot about the new guys and their acclimation process
Yep.
the last few days. Even when the score kind of gets out of hand, what do you hope that guys like Hugh and even Jared, once he gets in there, kind of can even continue to get out of game situations?
Yeah, I think it's more of a situation of we got to look at them, and when you mentioned the scores out of hand, that's a chance to at least get them on the floor to see what they look like. Right, they're awfully new, so we're just trying to see what they have.
I guess what did you say would be the most disappointing part about this loss tonight?
Just our ability to get up and guard a little better. Yeah, too many wide open shots.
I guess so. What did you make of Oklahoma? Kind of seemed like he got a really good start, but then fizzled out a little bit. Got going a little bit in the fourth, but what did you make of tonight overall?
Yeah, just that. I think he came out pretty aggressive and looked good, and then went through a little bit of a dry spell. And those are again, I think he's taking good shots. The ones in the fourth were a little tough. He was playing kind of one-on-one and generating those, but it's still kind of part of his game. But I think he had a bunch of good looks in the middle part that just didn't go, one after another, right? And I think that was a little bit dispiriting to everybody. Yeah.
Slow start for you guys, especially defensively early.
I think we could have just did a better job. I think of being there for one another. But what Tyrese said, passing the ball, pressuring up, and just having that trust with the defense.
What Tyrese said about trust and knowing someone's going to be there if they're supposed to be there. Do you feel that out there? I guess how do you get that corrected if that's such a problem with 27 games left? I think you guys have.
Yeah, just talking, communicating. That goes a long way, especially on the floor with a team like Boston who knows what they're doing. Everything is clockwork over there. You got to be dialed in. And, coverage wise, you got to know what the other person is doing, and everybody's got to know what coverage, we're in on that specific play. So it just comes down to communicate. You got to communicate more, trust one another in that communication, and just be there for one another.
Paul, I guess what's the next step for you guys? 27 games, we're going to continue to mesh and get that communication down and everything. What's the next step for you guys?
With the practice, try to have some carryover going into Saturday.
With Q joining the starting lineup with you guys again tonight, like with the whole kind of whole group, just what do you continue to see from him as far as him getting acclimated and how he can help you guys down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a quick trigger. He shoots just as good as anybody in the league. That's very beneficial for spacing, especially with Joel and Tyrese. Myself, just being a great floor spacer, and he's also someone that can create offense for himself, and because of that, can create offense for other people. So, and then he guards. He takes the challenge of guarding tough matchup. So, I think he's getting more and more comfortable there, and that's good for us.
Oh, how are you feeling health-wise? There was a report that came out said after the last game that you've been getting injections with the last 4 or 5 games. Is that true? And how are you feeling?
I'm hanging in there. I'm just trying to give this team everything I have. The report is true. I am taking some sorts of medicines to kind of, I guess, play through pain. But yeah, I'm trying to give everything I got.
Did the break help with that?
It did. It did. Definitely. Especially being able, soaking salt water. It's good for the body. So I got a lot of that in over the break, but it definitely kind of helped.
Joe, I guess it's what kind of led to Boston getting off to such a hot start with 3-point shots and everything.
They were aggressive. They made shots, and obviously we couldn't keep up because we missed a lot of the same, threes that we took.
I guess what's kind of been the biggest reason for the defensive struggles over the past, like a couple of weeks or so?
I'm not sure. I think, we just gotta keep playing, be more consistent. I think, we need more consistency. And we will figure it out.
Tyrese talked a bit about effort being a problem defensively, but also trust, like not knowing or being able to trust guys, helping from different spots or where to push people. I guess, have you felt that, and how do you correct that?
No, I think we'll be fine. We just need to keep playing. Trust each other, and have each other's back.
How are you feeling physically after the extended break?
I'm okay. Still managing it. Gotta keep going. Hope for the best.
Did the time off help at all?
A little bit.
What is it that makes you think that this group can come along this late in the season? Obviously, time's running out. What is it that makes you confident that can happen?
Consistency. I think all of us, health, committed, being in and, playing more games, being on the same page. A lot of things. Me being more aggressive. But tonight, he's also the way that they guarded, trying to get the ball out of my hands, trusting guys. You just gotta make shots. But like I said, just us keep playing together and just trusting each other.
Q has now gotten a handful of games with you guys since coming over in the trade. Just what have your impressions been of him so far and how he can continue to help you guys the rest of the year?
I mean, it's good. Obviously, defensively competes. Offensively, needs to keep knocking down shots. Had a good game against Brooklyn. Just needs to keep being aggressive. But as a team, also trying to make the game easy for each other.
Joe, setting aside being healthy enough just to play, are there specific things that you feel like you can't do or don't trust your knee enough to do right now that you've relied on in the past?
I don't know. I'm sure you can figure it out. The way I was playing a year ago, it's not the way I'm playing right now, and it sucks. But I believe I just probably need, to fix the problem, and then I'll be back at that level. But it's hard to have the trust when you're not yourself. And yeah, I mean, I'm not as dominant as I was a couple months ago. But that doesn't mean I still can't have a lot of impact on the game. Just me being out there, I think helps a lot. Just my presence, ability to track double teams, getting guys more shots. But my dominant self, I get that. No, it's just tough because you can do so much more. But when it's just there's no excuses. It's just the way it is. Just gotta keep finding ways to figure it out and get better.
Is it tough to find the balance? Nick talked about trying to get you going in the post. Is it tough to try to find that balance when they're coming back with threes every time and you're losing that math battle?
No, I think because defense is defense. You still gotta get stops. And then tonight, at one point they were like, I think 15 for 25 for three, and we only had 2 threes. It's tough to win games that way when you're not making shots and the other team is just making a lot of shots. So it makes it seem like you're exchanging twos, but threes when in reality the twos is all you got because you're not making threes. So I think we play better defensively, and I feel like we got the blueprint of playing against them, but we just don't execute it. We did it in December during Christmas. We did it the last time we just played them, and that just got hot in the third quarter when we started giving them threes after threes, and that's how they came back. Um, yeah.
Tyrese, I guess is what kind of led defensive struggles that Boston really got hot from three.
Yeah, we gotta do a better job of guarding the ball, getting into the ball, getting guys directional where we want them to go, and then getting to shooters, not letting them get couldn't shoot threes. That's what they live and die on. So if you give them those, and the game's gonna be easy for them.
For you, personally, I guess, like, how do you balance being able to get yourself going on the offensive end, also getting Paul and Joel their shots, especially because obviously you guys haven't had a lot of court time together this season. I was like, how do you kind of find that balance?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did a decent job of it tonight. I took my spots and made my shots when the opportunity presented themselves and got guys involved. And I don't. We missed a lot. We missed some shots that we should make, and that's really what it is to it.
Tyrese, how disappointing is that to come off the break, feeling like there's probably some urgency to get stuff done and then, have that sort of game as a group?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like you said, you have some urgency out there, that every game's going to be important for us. But at the end of the day, it happened, and you got to live with it, and you have to face it like, head on, and then worry about it tomorrow and fix what we need to fix and come out here on Saturday, I think, and play Brooklyn.
Why don't you think you guys have been able to get the defense right over this last, I don't know, let's say month and a half or so? Because the offense is at least structurally, you're missing shots, but at least they're set up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just starts with like when we guard the ball, us guards have to guard the ball tough and make it difficult for the defender, touch them and be physical. That's what teams do to us. They're physical with us and they guard the ball. If we can guard the ball better, then it makes it easier for our bigs and for our rotations. You know what I mean? But if we get blown by and getting dying on every screen, it's going to be difficult for our bigs and for our help defenders to rotate and different things like that.
Do you think that's an effort problem at all, or like what's the issue?
I think it's a little bit of effort and then a little bit of like trust. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to when you guard the ball, especially like when you're picking it up, you gotta know like your teammates are behind you. So sometimes I think guys don't know if their teammates behind them or where their teammates are. But that's just the continuity part that we got to get better at because if you guard the ball tough and you know your teammate behind you, you know you're going to help you, then you sell all the way out and guarding the ball. And I mean that's what has helped me become like a better defender and more confident defender. Is like, man, all right, I'm going to guard the ball as tough as I can, and I know my teammates are going to help me. So we have to all do that.
How do you help bring that out in your teammates?
Say it again.
How do you help bring that out in your teammates over the next couple of days and beyond? Get it where it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, go to practice tomorrow. We'll probably watch the film, go through some drills, and it's just like we got to be more competitive. You know what I mean? I talked about it early in the year, and which I think we did a really good job for a long period of time there, where we were extremely competitive. We won some of those games, we lost some, but like at the end of the day, this is basketball. This is a competitive sport. It's our workplace for sure, but at the end of the day, we got to be more competitive than those guys over there. You know what I mean? Like no matter who we're playing. And that's one thing that we have to get better at.